Hello, everyone. This is Kylan Hunt with Crop Metrics, and today we want to take a look at the Crop Metrics mobile app. If you've not had the opportunity to see the Crop Metrics mobile app and you're a Crop Metrics user, I would encourage you to go to the App Store if you use iOS, go to the Google Store if you use Android, and download this app, because what I'm about to show you, you're not going to want to miss. So let's dive in. On this first screen that you're looking at is your home screen. This is where you can see at a glance all of the systems that you have in your fields. Okay, right now I have just over 100 systems that I'm looking at and managing across all the different fields that I work with. Okay, so you'll see there at the top I have one that's at the refill point. Have 97 of them that are in optimum level, which means they're very happy. The moisture content is good for those plants. Have 10 that are a little bit over full, and there's several reasons behind that. But that's where we stand today with our current status. Okay, the second line you'll look at is rainfall above 50% chance. This is very handy as I'm thinking about taking advantage of the rain, taking advantage of moisture from nature to help me optimize profits and plan for the utilization of that natural rain event. So here today we have 0% chance of rain, 0% chance tomorrow on Friday, but on Saturday I've got 14 fields that are better than 50% chance of rain. That gives me some place to go. So as we continue to build this app, you're going to be able to click on that and go to it. Right now, we still can't do that, but there's a lot of other features that we can do in here. So let's dive into it, shall we? You'll see at the bottom, there's a Fields tab. Let's click on this Fields tab, and let's take a look at what our fields look like. So here, I've got all these different fields under my personal account. You'll see my name right there. And these fields are all in my personal account now. I've got a drip field in there. I've got and several different fields with sensors on them. You can see our telemetry sensors there next to my name. And then we have these ones called VP, which are virtual predictors. These are virtual predictors using water management. It's very precise water management using soil data, using rainfall and weather data. It's using crop modeling. It's using ET, all the combination of all these different things to give an irrigation recommendation called the virtual predictor. So it's predicting into the future what the water demand is going to be on each of these fields. So let's take a look at this VP1, shall we? When I open that up, we come to this summary page. Now on this summary page, you'll see our root zone soil moisture and inches to full field capacity. So when I'm looking at this and I'm seeing how much water we're going to be down away from our full point, we're 0.6 inches off of full point today, 0.6 inches off of full point tomorrow on Friday, but then on Saturday, we're only 0.4 inches off. Well, you go back to our rainfall down here where it says rainfall, we got a 0.2, we got 40% chance of 20 hundredths of an inch of rain on Saturday. So that's where we're getting that increase, right? We're going to add about 20 hundredths of an inch back into that soil profile. Now, that could change as we get closer to Saturday. We're still 48 hours away from that, right? We know that could change, but if it does, if the weather forecast changes, we're going to take into account the actual weather that's taken place, the heat units, all the plant growth stage, the soil moisture content, all of those things are going to adjust and change your irrigation demand to get you back to a full point, okay? So at this time, there's no need to irrigate this particular field because we're not even a full inch away from being back to full. And that's just within the root zone itself, just the root zone itself. So if you look at the next line where it says profile soil moisture, that's looking at the full profile, that full 3-foot root zone that we would typically manage with a corn crop or with soybeans in this case. So as we're looking at this crop and we're thinking about the crop growth stage and we're thinking about the 3-foot profile, well, what I have to look at is the root zone first and the full profile. Could I hold any more water? If I tried, is the profile saturated? Is there room for rain in this profile? Well, I'm going to say there probably is. If you look at this inches to full field capacity within our entire profile, I have room for 1.7 inches today, 1.8 inches tomorrow, and 2.1 on Saturday, possibly, right? A lot of that's going to depend on what the weather does between now and Saturday, but this is giving us all the information for that predictor. Now, evapotranspiration, tie that in a little bit. When we look at yesterday, 23 hundredths of an inch ET, today, 25 hundredths of an inch. It was hot, it was dry, the wind was blowing, it was high, okay? But tomorrow, temps come down a little bit. We don't have the heat as high tomorrow. Saturday's coming down a little bit more, chance of rain, probably going to be a little bit cloudy. So our predicted ET is less on Saturday. Gives us a very quick overview. You also see that there's a place here where we can keep recommendations and field information. I love this because if I wanted to put on fertilizer, for example, which I'm not going to with soybeans, but if I was going to fertigate, I would say, you know, fertilizer applied 30 pounds. I'd put on 30 pounds of N and I would record that, right? If I put that recommendation in here and I'm a grower and I'm out here and I'm putting fertilizer on, I could type that in really quick and just record that to this platform. And at the end of the year, I can go back and look and see what I've done in recording that information, okay? So let's keep moving. Let's look at this crops tab. Here is where we would see a picture of our roots developing. Right now we have about 14-inch root system, maybe 16, right in that ballpark. And this root is beginning to grow down through that profile, but they're beans, they're fairly young. So we know that we're not using a lot of water yet. We're not that deep into the profile. So this is pretty accurate as we move forward. Let's dive into moisture graphs and then we'll come back to the events, okay? Here in the moisture graph, there's a predictive modeling. This is something that we want to look at here right quick. Now, if you look at these little red dots here at the end, I'm just going to zoom in on this a little bit, okay? I'm going to zoom in on this so we can get a better view of it. These red dots are predicted irrigation. Look at the dates. You know, today is the 18th. Look, that's where we are today. But we're going to look into the 20th, the 22nd, the 24th. It is predicting where we're going to be with the need for water on this field. I love this feature. This feature right here starts giving me confidence to know that if I need to repair a pivot, if I need to be gone with my family for a day or two, I can look at this information and say, yes, it's okay for me to take a couple of days off. Yes, we can afford to get someone to fix that pivot because our sprinkler package is not working right. We're damaging our whole field. We need to do something different, and we have the time and the moisture to do it. That builds confidence in our irrigation scheduling and irrigation forecasting, okay? Now let's back up here and let's look at this events tab. The events tab shows us when we have irrigated, when we've had rain events, when we have done something to this field or something has happened to this field to cause the moisture content to change. It's also identifying, if you look on the 20th and the 21st, it identifies what is to come, is what is being predicted for moisture to be added to this field, okay? That's pretty exciting to me, again, as I start thinking about what do I want to do in the next few days? What needs to happen in the next few days? Am I under allocation? Am I going to be on load control? Where are we at? What do we have going on? And here's a predictive tool to help me be better. If I need to irrigate, so let's say on the 20th, it doesn't rain, but you need to irrigate, you're going to be able to go in here and actually put in the amount that you irrigate, and your whole model is going to adapt. So if you put on an inch of water on the 20th, you could type in an inch of water right here, submit it, and then the model will rework itself showing this increase because you've put the moisture in. You've added the moisture to the soil profile. So again, keep an eye on this as CropMetrics continues to develop and grow this app. you're going to be able to do so much more with this Fields tab. I mean, think about all the possibilities with this, right? So again, let's back up here. Let's take a look at this summary page. I'd encourage you to dive in. If you haven't got access to the app, go download it at the App Store. Go to the Google Drive and download it if you're using Android, or go to the Google Store and download it, and get access to this thing and see what it can do. All right. This information is going to help you as a producer make your decisions faster, be more precise, be more on target than you ever have been before. Now, there's one more thing I wanted to show you here before we jump off. You'll notice at the bottom of this screen, there's a little bulb with some numbers next to it. The number 3, I want to open that up. If you're working with a precision data specialist, you're going to get irrigation recommendations on all your different fields. And here, you can go to any field and see all the recommendations on your fields. So I want you to think about that for a moment. If you could look at any given field and be able to see your irrigation recommendation, what would that do for you as a producer? You're working with an agronomist, you're working with a data specialist, you're working with somebody who understands this information and is helping you be so much better at irrigation forecasting and scheduling and nitrogen usage, water use efficiency. Every time you turn around, you're being more and more and more efficient with the help of data, with the help of a human agronomist, a technician, helping you understand and interpret this data. You will continue to get better and better and better. So that, my friends, is what we wanted to show you. This is the precision irrigation app that CropMetrics has just released in 2019. I'd encourage you to go in, get your hands on it, and get it to work on your operation even yet this year. That virtual predictor tool, it doesn't require a sensor in the field. It's using the data science, soil, crop modeling, and all that. You can still use that yet today. As we're going through the last last couple weeks of July and all the month of August, that is such a high water use time, and we don't want to waste water. We don't want to waste nutrients. We don't want to over or under irrigate anywhere for any reason. So I'd encourage you to reach out to CropMetrics at info@cropmetrics.com, and we will get you access to a virtual predictor, access to the app, and access to a local precision data specialist that you can work with to optimize every acre on your farm. Okay? So you can also, again, that's to reach out to CropMetrics at info@cropmetrics.com, or reach out to us at the phone number that you see at the bottom of the screen here. Reach out to us and we will get someone in touch with you to get this system activated in your operation. Thank you, my friends. I look forward to seeing and talking with you down the road. God bless.